Hey everybody, it's Nick Chino here with you from Y108 After Dark. You can catch me weeknights on Y108 from 6:30 to midnight and at y108.ca/Nick, vigilantedetective.com. Welcome to my list of the top 10 albums of 2017. 2017 was another solid year for rock music. There were a lot of great albums, and when it comes to this list, this is just my top 10 albums of the year, my personal list of the albums that I loved in 2017. Obviously, there's a lot of albums that didn't make this list. There was a lot of great albums in 2017 that I probably didn't even hear that are going to end up on a lot of people's other, best of 2017 lists. But this is just my favorite albums of the year, so without further ado, here is my top 10 albums of 2017. In at number 10, we have the second album from Royal Blood out of the UK. It's called How Did We Get So Dark? Now, Royal Blood is kind of one of the newer bands out there that is keeping rock alive in 2017. And when it comes to their sound, it's everything that you want in a rock band. It's heavy, it's sexy, and it's catchy. And I love their first album from 2013. It was a great debut. But this second album really takes things to another level with the great melodies on this album, as well, obviously, as the copious amounts of bass/guitar riffs and the awesome drums. I love Royal Blood. These guys rock so hard, and it's just riff-tastic. So in at number 10, How Did We Get So Dark from Royal Blood. In at number 9, we have the new album from Waves. It's called You're Welcome. Now, I love Waves. I love Nathan Williams. I love their sound. Seen them live a whole bunch of times, and it's just kind of like really catchy, fuzzed out stoner rock. I just love everything that these guys do, and they're really actually one of the hardest working bands out there right now in indie rock. They tour all the time. They have an indie record label called Ghost Ramp. They release all their own music. Really, really awesome guys. I think they had a really successful year in 2017, and this album is just another addition to the great discography of Waves. So in at number 9, Waves, You're Welcome. In at number 8, we have the 8th studio album from Incubus. It's called 8. Now with Incubus, I wasn't really sure what direction they would go into after 2011's If Not Now, When. That was a great album. It was kind of more acoustic based. It was a little bit softer, but I'm happy to say on this new record, 8, Incubus decided to turn the amps up again, and actually I think it's their best album since Morning View in 2001. And like a lot of bands on this list, Incubus teamed up with a new producer in 2017, actually a controversial choice for a rock band like Incubus. They went with Skrillex, who actually I was a little bit skeptical about what he would add to this album, and I think he just added some really, really nice production touches, and I think he just kind of gave Incubus the sound that they needed in 2017. It's still a rock sound, but it's thick, the guitars are thick, the bass is thick, the drums are thick, the vocals are awesome, the songs are really good, and that seems to be a running theme on this list in 2017. Older bands teaming up with newer producers to produce an original sound, and I think Incubus did a really great job on this record. So in at number 8, we have Incubus and 8. And at number 7, we have the 11th studio album from Weezer. It's called Pacific Daydream. Now, Weezer once again divided their fan base with this new album, Pacific Daydream, after 2016's White Album. Kind of brought them back to the sound of their heyday. It was kind of Blue Album and Pinkerton-ish. It was a really, really successful album, really great album. They decided to take another, another curve ball on this one. And you know what? I think it's another great album from Weezer. I'm with them on this journey through all their albums. I'm just willing to go along with Rivers and the gang with their sound. And with this new album, yeah, it's a little bit poppier, it's a little bit more electronic, but you know what? The songs are still fantastic. Mexican Fender, Beach Boys, Happy Hour, Weekend Woman, Feels Like Summer. There's so many great songs on this record, and I'm just always along for the ride with Weezer. So in at number 7 was Weezer and Pacific Daydream. In at number 6, we have pop punkers New Found Glory and Makes Me Sick. I was a huge fan of New Found Glory's album from 2014 called Resurrection. It's exactly what I like in a rock album. It's got crunchy guitars, it's got awesome melodies, it just rocks, it's awesome, it's a little bit punky, it's a little bit 90s rock, it's a little bit everything. And I love this album from New Found Glory. I was never a huge fan of theirs, back in the 2000s when they were first coming up, but I think they kind of provide the rock sound that I like in 2017 and prove that the pop punk genre, even though people would kind of give it a lot of flack for being kind of old school, I guess, like a decade old, it's still going strong in 2017, and I think New Found Glory is keeping the torch alive for pop punk. So in at number 6, we have New Found Glory and Makes Me Sick. In at number 5, we have the third solo album from Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds called Who Built the Moon. Now, okay, I know, I'm as shocked as you that Noel Gallagher, literally my favorite musician of all time, the man who inspired me to make music, is in at number 5 on this list. And that's not a knock on the album, because I love the album, I just love the top 4 a little bit more, and I actually think this is, among Noel's best solo work to date. It's funny because I've kind of received a little bit of flack on my Noel Gallagher review, on my Liam Gallagher review. On the Noel Gallagher review, I guess maybe I came off a little bit more negative than I was planning to come off in that review. I actually do love the record. I rank it among Noel's best solo work. And like a lot of other artists on this list, again, he teamed up with a new producer to freshen up his sound. He teamed up with David Holmes, who kind of gave this album a little bit more of an electronic feel that definitely was controversial among Oasis and Noel Gallagher fans. But you know what? It's just a great, upbeat, joyous record with so many catchy songs. I'm sorry that it didn't make it further up on this list, but it's still fantastic. In at number 5, Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds and Who Built the Moon. In at number 4, we have the new album from Foo Fighters called Concrete and Gold. Now, you know that I'm a gigantic Foo Fighters fan. Dave Grohl is one of my idols, and I was hoping with this new record that the Foo Fighters would just go back to making a great rock record. Their last couple of albums have been built around these kind of these different situations. 2014 Sonic Highways was about the band recording the album in different recording studios across America. It was a great record. I didn't love it, but I was hoping the Foo Fighters would just kind of go back to basics and make an awesome record in 2017, and they did just that with Concrete and Gold. And again, the running theme on this list, they teamed up with a new producer, Greg Kurstin, who has worked with people like Adele. He worked with Liam Gallagher, who's also on this list, and he kind of freshened up the Foo Fighters sound and kind of gave them everything they needed to produce kind of like a forward-looking Foo Fighters record in 2017. It's got awesome riffs, it's got melodies, and it's got really, really cool harmonies that add a whole kind of lush vibe to the album. They did another great job. Looking forward to the next Foo Fighters album. Who knows when that's going to come out, but we can enjoy this one for now. In at number 4 is Concrete and Gold by the Foo Fighters. In at number 3, we have Liam Gallagher in his first solo album, As You Were. As you can see, I'm representing Liam Gallagher here in this review, wearing my shirt that I bought at his show at Rebel in Toronto back in November. I know you walked off stage a little bit earlier, Liam. I forgive you, because this album is absolutely fantastic. I wasn't sure how it would go for Liam with his first solo effort outside of Oasis, outside of BDI, but I'm happy to say that Liam has really, really delivered on this record, as you saw in my review a couple of months ago. It's just fantastic. Liam hasn't sounded this good in a very, very long time. His voice sounds amazing on this record, and the songs are fantastic as well. Now, we had the 2 Gallagher brother records in 2017. I listed Liam Gallagher's album higher above Noel Gallagher's album, just because I think there's more volume of good songs on Liam's album, and I just thought he did a great job. Again, teaming up with a great producer, Greg Kurstin, on this record, who produced the first single called Wall of Glass, and they just did a great job. So as an Oasis fan, as a Gallagher fan, I'm extremely happy with what the brothers have delivered for us in 2017. So in at number 3, Liam Gallagher and As You Were. And at number 2, we have the new album from Oakville's Seaway. It's called Vacation. Now, this was kind of a late year surprise for me in 2017. I just recently discovered these guys. They've been around for a while, but I interviewed Ryan and Andrew from Seaway here in the Y108 studio a couple of months ago. Checked out the album after I interviewed them because I love the first single called Lula on the Beach. And you know what? This album is fantastic. I'm a sucker for catchy pop rock, pop punk music, and this was fantastic. And they mentioned in the interview that they worked really hard on the production and the songwriting on this album, did a lot of pre-production, did a lot of writing, and it shows because every song on this album is amazing. Front to back, it is a solid album, so catchy, so many like sing-along moments on this record. I absolutely love it, and like Makes Me Sick by Newfound Glory from earlier on in this list, it proves that even though people kind of knock it sometimes, I don't really get that. Pop punk is alive and well in 2017. I absolutely loved this record. It's on repeat for me right now in my record collection. In at number 2, Seaway and Vacation. And in at number 1 on my top 10 albums of 2017, the second album from the Hiam sisters, also known as just Hiam, it's called Something to Tell You. There was a long wait for the second album from the Hiam sisters, and you know what? It was well worth it. Their first album came out in 2013. They took their time on this record, and it was worth it. This album is fantastic from beginning to end. When I think about where the future of music could go in 2018 and beyond, this is the type of thing that I'm talking about. It's you know, a little bit pop, it's a little bit rock. These girls are the real deal, and I absolutely love this album. The songs on it, right from the get-go, are fantastic. The production on this album is just crazy. When you put it on your headphones, it's just amazing. Obviously, the performances on this album are amazing. The Hiam sisters know how to play, they know how to sing, they know how to harmonize, and it just all ends up in an amazingly awesome package. Both my girlfriend Melissa and I just love this record. She got me into them, and I don't think there was a record in 2017 that I sang along to and replayed and loved as much as this album. So in at number 1, we have the new album from Hiam called Something to Tell You. That is it for my top 10 albums of 2017 list. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Let me know what your favorite albums of the year were in the comments. I would love to hear what albums that you guys really dug in 2017. Head over to vigilantedetective.com and y108.ca/Nick for the full list of the top 10 albums of 2017. I also listed my top 5 favorite songs of 2017 that weren't on these albums that I just listed. And you know what? There's a lot of great songs in there as well. So we got some Colorado, some Fitness, Phoenix, Daywave, 9 Inch Nails. Go over there and check out my top 5 favorite songs of 2017 as well. Remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate you guys watching. Here is to another great year of rock in 2018. And yeah, follow me, y108.ca/Nick, vigilantedetective.com, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, @TheWalkingNick, and we'll see you guys again in the next review video in 2018. This is Chino, out.